Yes, sir. Shall we start?
Yes, madam.
Yes. So, good morning to one and all. First, I welcome all the FE students for this student induction program for the academic year 2021-22. This is a phase 1 induction program. Okay. Now, today in this session of mathematics, and we discuss about the importance of mathematics. We know that the 22nd December is the birth anniversary of great mathematician Srinivas Ramanujan. Okay, and we decide on this occasion. This year we celebrate 134th birth anniversary of Srinivas Ramanujan. So our institute have various center of excellence, and under this we organize our department also having Center of Excellence, Srinivas Ramanujan Center of Excellence for Enhancement of Mathematical Abilities. Okay. So under this center, today also we like to organize the program on the occasion of birth anniversary of Sir Srinivas Ramanujan. And for this, we organize the webinar on applications of mathematics as well as life of Srinivas Ramanujan. So under this program, actually today for Heureker sir, it is not possible to conduct the lecture on application of mathematics. So we conduct that part on some next day, coming days. So Dr. Sonone sir, Mr. Sonone sir will talk on this Srinivas Ramanujan, and after that few students will share their views on the life of Ramanujan and about his work. Okay. So first I would like to take the opportunity to introduce my colleague Mr. Sonone sir. So he completed his MSc in statistics from SPPU Pune. He is also pursuing PhD from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. Sir has 19 years teaching experience and he is working as assistant professor in mathematics in our institute. As a research contribution, he has 4 national and international publications to his credit. Sir is a life member of IST. Sir also having membership of Marathwada Mathematical Society, Aurangabad. Also, he is having membership of Association of Mathematics Teachers of India, Chennai. Okay, so I would like to invite Sonone sir to start the session. So over to you, sir.
Thanks a lot, madam, for such a nice introduction.
Just for a minute, students can put off their cameras.
They can.
You can also mute yourselves.
Again, many greetings to all the fellow colleagues, Dean Academics, HOD FE, then all my fellow colleagues and my dear students. A warm welcome, and I hope that I will be able to do better in this session. Very soon, after 5 days, there is 134th birth anniversary of Srinivas Iyengar Ramanujan sir, and we're taking this opportunity to share his valuable contribution in academics, especially in mathematics. This is part of induction program. Importance of mathematics has to be there. And now the outline of this session is we'll be talking about mathematics, some epic Indian mathematicians, then of course Srinivas Ramanujan, then mathematics in engineering, like that. So this Common person thinks that mathematics is a very much difficult, tedious to work with mathematics, but we have experienced that teaching mathematics is really a very nice experience. It is really wonderful to be connected with mathematics. This is just part of perceptions. And see, these are different branches of mathematics. So many branches, every branch in turn has so many different sub branches. This is really wonderful. And I strongly believe that everybody is making use of mathematics knowingly or unknowingly on many occasions during our routine life. So these are different branches: vector, complex numbers, cryptography, mathematics. Every branch of science as well as engineering has been very much closely associated with mathematics. If you like mathematics, then I strongly believe that your journey of 4 years during your graduation is going to be really wonderful, exciting, and enjoyable. Yes, some Indian mathematics legends. So, Atmanirbhar, where to rely. But let us see back into the history. If you are able to identify, please tell name of this great mathematics legend. Yes, anyone? This is Brahmagupta. This polymath, versatile in mathematics, is world renowned for his ingenious contribution in the field of geometry and number system. His biggest contribution is in his consideration of zero. Yes, he been pioneer to give the concept of zero in the number theory. And is anyone, can you identify? I think that you.
Bhaskaracharya.
Bhaskaracharya.
This is Aryabhatta. This is an unrivaled teacher, especially unique with immense knowledge. His expansive knowledge covered areas of astronomy, science, trigonometry, algebra. Yes, simple things of mathematics can be connected with some theory of astronomy also, and he was the pioneer to give the first approximate value of pi, a very special mathematical constant. Yes, anyone? This is another great statistician, Mahalanobis, Santa Chandra Mahalanobis. So I have myself center, Mahalanobis Center for Statistical Computing, which is conducted by me in this institute. He is referred to as the father of Indian statistics. His contribution to statistics involved the introduction of the concept of pilot and large-scale surveys. You must have heard census. The concept of census has been introduced by Mahalanobis. Then there is very great concept of Mahalanobis distance that has been introduced by him. Then, if we are talking about some legends, yes, there has to be ladies also. Anyone? Anyone? Can you guess?
Shakuntala Devi.
Yes, very good, excellent, nice. There is at least one who could identify. So she is called as human computer. She is no with us now. She departed 5-6 years back, but she is going to be remembered for years to come. Human computer. This is the era of artificial intelligence. Then machine learning is subset of artificial intelligence. Then in turns, deep learning is subset of machine learning, like that. So the concept behind it that we can do programming and we can do many manipulations with the help of this software. Software enables the hardware, and many things are quickly possible with the help of computers. But the only lacuna of the computers is that they have not thinking ability. But on the contrary, here we have a legend in the form of Shakuntala Devi. Already she has thinking capacity, but tremendous. 4th November 1929 to 21st December 2013. So there is, let me tell you that she is Indian mathematician, she is a writer, she has been. Yes. Then she is a genius who could impress people right from the age of 3 and was really a multifaceted personality, and she had not proper education during her early days, but she showed a lot of talent from her childhood itself. Then she is also known for motivational speeches, and she has authored a number of books of different genres. She is a writer and mathematician bundled in one. Shakuntala Devi's life and accomplishments have inspired millions of people around us. So her talent earned her in place 1982 edition of the Guinness Book of World Records. And there is one movie dedicated to her. Do you know who has acted for Shakuntala Devi? Yes, anyone? Yes, please. Vidya Balan. I was expecting at least this answer from each one of you. Okay, nice. Vidya Balan has acted in that. And this is special. This is legend of the legends. Srinivas Iyengar Ramanujan, the great mathematician, especially Indian. He took birth on 22nd December 1887, and his birthday is celebrated as the National Mathematics Day. So I'm going to speak about him a lot and little about the remaining things. So he was born in Tamil Nadu's Erode, on 22nd December 1887, and he has given a lot of contribution in many fields, in many aspects of mathematics, and especially in the theory of numbers. So I will try to inculcate you from in the best possible way from my side. And he has been pioneer toward the discoveries of the properties of partition functions. At the early age, also he was very much curious about mathematics. He was not interested in other subjects, but he was very keen towards mathematics. He used to do so much calculations whenever he used to get time. In 1903, he secured a scholarship from University of Madras, and at a very early age he could grab the scholarship, but the condition was that during his graduation he has to get cleared all the subjects continuously. That was the only condition, but unfortunately he could not pass few of the remaining subjects. Of course he was excellent in mathematics, but he could not be consistent with remaining subjects also, so he had to lose that scholarship, but he continued his passion about mathematics in subsequently. Then in 1911 he published, at the age of 24, he published his first paper in the Journal of Indian Mathematical Society. His greatness slowly gained recognition, and in 1913, with the help of the University of Madras mathematics teacher, there was collaboration with that Cambridge University of UK, Great Britain, Trinity College, and Professor Hardy was there, who was a renowned professor of mathematics working there. So these Madras people had a communication with Hardy, and they shared the contribution of Ramanujan, and anyhow they were successful to grab the scholarship for Ramanujan at Trinity College, Cambridge. So at that time, the things were not so easy. Nowadays, it is very easy to go overseas, learn, come back, or earn there itself, settle there. But you can understand so many years back. So it was at least 100 years back. It was no so easy. But anyhow, Ramanujan managed to go there, travel, and the problem he had so many health issues during his entire life. Still he was very much passionate. He went to England through a ship. It is to take a lot of days, at least 1 month to go from India to England. So he went there, and Professor Hardy used to teach him as a research guide. So Ramanujan's knowledge of mathematics was starting, and he was doing so many discoveries in mathematics. In even though he had not that much uh, stuff to look upon, still on his own he continued to make lot of discoveries. He worked towards that infinite series also, valuable contribution, Riemann series, elliptical integrals, then hypergeometric series, and he also discovered a value for the sum of series using techniques he invented, and that is called as Ramanujan summation. Then his special focus was on number theory, in which he could and he was trying to identify some unique properties of each of the natural numbers, such as 4 can be expressed as 4, 3 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1, something like that. And from so many things came out. His papers were published in English and European journals also. And in 1918, he was selected to the Royal Society of London. This is a very prestigious post. Then Ramanujan has left and 3 notebooks and a shelf of pages. And whatever the results he used to realize, he used to write on some pages, and those pages, some mathematicians were able to identify those pages, and those people are working on that, and that is a tremendous work. Unfortunately, in 1920, at the age of just 32 plus, he passed away. So this is very much unfortunate. But during these 32 years, he has given vital contribution, and he has convinced that जिंदगी बड़ी होनी चाहिए, लंबी नहीं. So it is not necessary to live for longer lives, but whatever the life we are living, that should be with a standard. Okay. So there, sorry, there was some call. Then I must tell here about one more thing, that so I think yes. Ramanujan number. Yes, this is again a very special incident in his life about Ramanujan number. So this 1729 is called as Ramanujan number. 1729. This is Ramanujan number. So what is the matter? I like to tell you. Whenever he was doing his research in Great Britain, he used to be sick on most of the occasions, and as such, once he was hospitalized. So his mentor and guide, Professor Hardy, went to meet him in the hospital. They had some informal discussion about his wellness, and after that, just Professor Hardy said to him that I shared one taxi while coming to the hospital, and the number of that taxi was 1729. 1729. What a dull number this is. Immediately Ramanujan said, no sir, that is not a dull number. That is the only number that can be expressed as sum of two cubes in two different ways. At the second moment only. What is meant by that? So please tell me, what is 12 cube? 12 cube. So 12 into 12 into 12, I think it is 1728 and plus 1. And this is coming as 1729. Similarly, what is 9 cube plus 10 cube? So 9 cube, 9 square is 27. 9 square is 81. 81 into 9. 81 into 9 is 729 plus 10 cube. 1000, that is 1729. So this is what he said. So what he said? No sir, 1729 is a special number, that is the smallest natural number that can be expressed as sum of two cubes in two different ways. So also it was surprising to his teacher, Professor Hardy, and he immediately agreed. Yes, that is really a wonderful. So sorry for the comment what I had made earlier. And it is said that the numbers from 1 to 10,000 were best friends of Ramanujan. The meaning is that if there would have been Ramanujan in front of you, and if you are asked, you take some number randomly from these numbers and ask what is speciality of this number, then definitely he would have told that this number is having these unique properties and no other number is going to satisfy these properties. So, such a great dignity, such a great devotion was with Ramanujan. Okay, so this was what I could contribute about Ramanujan. Then see, teaching and learning mathematics is another very integral part. We cannot avoid that, but definitely on some occasion it may be boring, but we can make it really interesting with some anecdotes or some mathematical jokes also. We can see this. You must have seen the cartoons of Chintu on so many occasions. So here also, Chintu is saying, I म्हणत होती एका सर्वे मध्ये असून दिसून आले की 80% मुलांचं गणित चांगलं कच्चच राहते. त्याची मैत्रीण म्हणते अरे बापरे 80%? तर तो त्याचा मित्र म्हणतो बरं झालं आपण उरलेल्या 30% मध्ये आहोत. So this is little enjoyment. But I hope that you are not among the remaining 30%. You are among the remaining 20%. Then this is another. This was the post received to me 1 hour back from our student of Mr. Vidyadhar Konde, who has been our alumnus 2014 electrical branch. So people are so much creative that they are trying to apply the theory of mathematics in different ways. So you must appreciate this. So mathematics with enjoyment. Again, I would like to share some incidents, maybe may not be true in reality, but see, there were 7 friends. I want to tell you one story. There were 7 friends. This is incidents long back, and they decide to go for a trip. ते दिल्लीला जातात, जीवाची मुंबई करायला ते दिल्लीला जातात. आणि ते गेल्यानंतर त्या तिथं वेगवेगळ्या स्पॉटला फिरत असतात, एका स्पॉटला दुसऱ्या स्पॉटला असं फिरत असतात. While wandering, they are arriving at a particular spot through taxi, and the taxi driver asks them to pay rupees 28. Okay. Then one of them says, no, not in that way. We are 7 people. Just tell us equal contribution. Everybody will be paying that equal contribution and moving further. So taxi driver thinks for a while, so do some mathematical calculations and say that rupees 13 per is the rupees 13 is the contribution. So everybody is paying rupees 13 to that taxi driver, and the taxi driver departs. These people starts enjoying. But after some while, there is one friend and he says that I have one doubt. I think that we have paid unnecessarily extra money to the taxi driver. So all are gathering together, and they said that yes, let us just verify whether we have paid extra or not. So what they are doing, everybody had paid rupees 13. And there were 7 people. Which operation is needed here? Please, can you tell me which operation is needed?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. So they are doing the multiplication like this. 7 3s are 21. 7 1s are 7. And then addition 21 plus 7 is equal to 28. And they are satisfied. They said, no, we have not given extra amount to the fellow. So they again start enjoying. But after half an hour, some another person has a doubt in his mind, and he says, no, still I have some doubt. So what they are doing, they are again doing calculation on a rough edge. They said that 28 was given. There were 7 people. So let us see what is equal contribution. They are doing like this. 7 1s are 7, 21, 28 minus 7 is equal to 21. Then 7 3s are 21. Okay. And 0 is the remainder. Perfectly, we have given 13 rupees, and that is absolutely nice. Again, they try enjoying, but after some while, another one person said that still I have a little doubt. So all again unite and say that, see, we are here to enjoy the trip and not to perform mathematical calculations. So this is going to be the last time we'll be performing the manipulations. There are 7 people, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everybody has paid amount 7. So we have to make addition, and they are doing like this: 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. And thus they were completely convinced that they had not given extra amount. And they went happily. They enjoyed a trip the whole day. Okay, so these are some nice things we should share with you. So actually, the role of mathematics in engineering is also again vital. Eureka sir is going to conduct another session on mathematics, in which he is going to give a detailed discussion regarding mathematics. Still, I would like to say that in first semester we are going to learn engineering mathematics 1, that is called as M1. In second semester we are going to learn M2, and then after that M3 will be learned. In second year, I think that civil, ENTC, and electrical people will be learning M3 in their third semester, and remaining computer, IT, mechanical, and AIDS people will be learning their M3 in semester 4. Now, in this semester, there are 6 units, and first unit is on mean value theorems, second is on Fourier series, third, fourth is on partial differentiation, fifth, sixth is on matrices. So the syllabus gets revised after 3 or 4 years quite frequently, and accordingly these are the contents of M1. At appropriate time you will be learning what are the contents of M2 and M3 also. Again, as I told you, Nikar sir is going to be elaborating all these things, and this is not enough. This is not enough. Whatever you are studying in M1, that is going to be useful to you, and that is going to be prerequisite for M2. You will be learning many more things in M2 with the base of your 11th, 12th, and your high school knowledge of mathematics, and with the background of M1 and M3, you are going to learn M3. So definitely M3 is going to be very much interesting after being matured, as you have the knowledge of M1 and M2. So it is supposed that among M1, M2, M3, M2 is a little tough, but that is not the case. We have a history that in M1, M2, and M3 the students in our colleges have scored out of marks in the Savitribai Phule Pune University examinations, even in offline mode after giving the theory examinations. I'm not talking about online examinations. This is not enough. Then during your remaining journey of engineering graduation, you will be learning so many things. Then computer IT, people will be learning discrete mathematics in their second semester, in their third semester, which is full of logic and mathematics. See, if you are mathematically sound, then your logic will be stronger and you can do excellent in programming. The same thing applies for all the branches of engineering and technology. So AIDS is going to have a separate subject of statistics in their fourth semester. Then for remaining, maybe ENTC, there is numerical methods. For ENTC, electrical. For mechanical, there is one paper, optimization techniques, that is operations research. So this technique was developed during the Second World War. How to optimize, how to utilize the available things to the fullest extent. So that is also coming under mathematics. So this is really a wonderful subject. Mathematics is everywhere. Just we have to understand how to apply mathematics. If you are lacking to apply mathematics, then the things are going to be obviously very much tedious. But if you are logically sound applying mathematics, then the things are going to be really worth and enjoyable. Not only in academics, in our routine life also. So I am going to conclude with a few routine examples, such as whenever suppose the 12th pass out student is asked what is your result, then the fellow does not answer that in Marathi I got 53 marks, in mathematics I got 93 marks, in English I got 65 marks, something like that. He's just saying I got 72% marks. Does it mean that the student has scored 72 marks in each of the 6 subjects? Absolutely not. Still he is saying that he is getting 72% mark. It is quite possible that in 1 or 2 subjects he might have obtained 72 out of 100. It is also possible that in none of the subjects he has scored 72 marks. Still he is saying that I got 72% marks. This is, you can understand that the marks in different subjects are distributed more or less around the figure 72. So this is average. Actually a common person is under a different vision in regard to the concept of average or measure of central tendency. In fact, in statistics, there are 5 different averages: arithmetic mean, median, mode, geometric mean, harmonic mean, and only one is going to be appropriate in a particular situation, and that situation, and that depends on the situation. So I can give some examples wherein a particular measure of central tendency is to be used and not. And we can relate this theory with cricket, everything, stock market, then finance, everything. Even though I have seen during so many years that the people who are afraid of mathematics are going in commerce. There also accounts subject is there, CA. So for that also you must have a strong background of mathematics. Some people are going for B group, not A group, B group. They are learning botany, zoology, microbiology, biotechnology. There is also one subject, mathematical and statistical methods for biologists. Not even that, there is one branch in engineering, engineering in biotechnology, BTech in biotechnologies. So you can understand the importance. We cannot ignore, we cannot avoid mathematics. Just make friendship with mathematics, the things will be even better and better. So I want to pick anyone randomly. So here there are so many people निखिल गवळी, कोणीतरी अनम्यूट करा आणि मला ब्लड ग्रुप सांगा बरं. ब्लड ग्रुप सांगा प्लीज. कॅन एनीबडी टेल युअर ब्लड ग्रुप?
Yes,
hope
sir.
that-
Can I?
येस प्लीज, प्लीज टेल युअर
O
नेम.
positive. Gayatri Yadav.
हा, तुमचा ब्लड ग्रुप सांगा.
O positive.
ओ
Positive.
O positive. Nice. Mine is also O positive. So it is. I think this is rare thing positive with me. I want to ask you, how did you realize this group? तुला ब्लड ग्रुप कसं काय कळला?
I had done a test.
हा, काय त्यासाठी काय केलं? सगळं ब्लड काढलं का?
No, sir. Just a drop.
ओके, एकच ड्रॉप की 4-5 ड्रॉप? Actually, your body is containing 3 to 4 liters of blood, and only 1 drop is enough to test that your entire blood is having blood group B positive. Yes. So this is the theory what Mahalanobis had suggested, the census, then sample survey, sample population. Population is nothing but an aggregate of facts or entities bearing identical properties, and generally population consists of thousands of entities in it. So it is very much either difficult, tedious job to study each and every entity, and for that reason it may be time consuming, costly, labor consuming, tedious job. So what is done? Some part of the population is taken for study. So whatever is the part of the population is taken for study, that is called as a sample, and sample is taken from population. And it is really beautiful that we are just studying some part of the population, and from that sample only, after studying that, we apply some statistical procedures, and we are going to some strong conclusion, and that conclusion is not restricted to that sample but about the entire population. This is wonderful. This is the theory of sampling. This is a wonderful part. Then whenever we purchase wheat, rice, so our parents used to go in the market. So there are so many shops. So we enter in a market, and suppose we ask for wheat. So there are so many different species of wheat, and one sack of each species is kept adjacent to each other. Then what we do? We are inserting our hand, and we are having handspoon of the grains. We just test. We just go through and we try to summarize about the entire. So whatever all the grains in that sack is nothing but population, and whatever the part we are examining, whatever the part we are taking in our hand for inspection, that is nothing but sample. So we are just undergoing the sample, and we are concluding about all the contents in the sack from this handful. Then we can talk about the quality of that wheat in that sack, or we can even compare the qualities of 2 or more than 2 different sacks, and finally come to the conclusion. So unknowingly, even illiterate people are making use of the sampling method. Statistical methods are used. So nowadays, this is a very modern era, but I remember that when I was a child, there used to be cookers used to be used on very rare occasions, and rice, म्हणजे भात शिजवायचा म्हटलं तर भांडे, कुठलं तरी भांड असायचं, त्या भांड्यामध्ये पाणी, आणि त्याच्यामध्ये मीठ टाकायचंय, आणि त्याच्यामध्ये तांदूळ, आणि तो शिजवायचा. मग त्याच्यावर एक भांड ठेवलं जायचं. 15-20 मिनिटानंतर ते भांड काढायचं, आणि 2-3 असे पिकअप करायचे ग्रेन्स, आणि ते असं प्रेस करून पाहिजे. नरम वाटलं तर त्याचा अर्थ भात शिजला, नाही तर अजून थोडा वेळ. अशा पद्धतीने whatever are the contents in that pot, that is nothing but population, and whatever we are picking for examination, that is nothing but sample. आणि म्हणूनच तेव्हा ती म्हण पडली ना, शीतावरून भाताची परीक्षा. So these are the different things. So thanks to the organizers for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to share my thoughts on this occasion. Over to you, madam. Wait a madam.
Yes, sir. So thank you so much, Sonone sir, for enlightening, for such enlightening speech. I am very much thank you to Sonone sir for such a nice session. Sir give information about the Indian mathematician like Shakuntala Devi, then Aryabhatta and statistician also. Also, sir explained the Ramanujan number very well. So, thank you, sir, for explaining the Ramanujan number. And this is the smallest number which we can write as a sum of cubes in two different ways. So, the number below 1729 only we can express in a single way, but this is the smallest number we can express as a sum of cubes in two different ways. This is the speciality of this number. And thank you, sir, for sharing the information about this number. Also, sir, explain many things about the mathematics. What is the requirement of for M1, M2, sir? In short, sir, explain. And what is the sampling? How we can represent a number or whole data in a single number, sir, explained very well by using the percentage of 12 marks. So thank you very much, sir, for such nice session. Thank you, sir. Now I request students who want to share the view